Good evening, good afternoon, or grand rising, wherever you may be joining me from. Wow, my lipstick's bright, isn't it?
Fantastic.
I was looking
Love it.
a bit beige. So I thought, it's spring and summer, and yeah, get your colour on, Zoe. Get your colour on. Yeah, let us know in the comments with a number 5 that you can see us and hear us. How are you, James? Let me know what you've been up to. I'm just gonna go on my other device and do something. 2 seconds.
Yesterday I went on a fantastic adventure down to the Swinging Bridge to have a look at the high water with my friend and her children, and we went to the park and there was a home show going on, so we went in to check out the home show and saw some cool stuff in there. And I actually ran into some people from the addictions treatment service, and I was chatting
Wow.
with them, and they asked me if I was interested in public speaking. Interestingly enough,
No
because you and I'd been talking
way.
to you about the fact that I'd like to start trying to do some public speaking and reach out to help some people. And
Absolutely.
they gave me all their contact information and are going to be getting in touch with me as well. So it looks like possibly in September, I may be one of the keynote speakers at an event speaking to youth between the ages of 16 and 25 about addictions and recovery and stuff. So
Wow.
it's been a very interesting 48 hours, you know?
Wow, that's fantastic. Sorry, I'm trying to get this stream on my other device and it's showing me our last stream, which was on the 27th of April. So yeah, sorry. Sorry. I need
No
to do
worries,
this
no
just to
worries.
make sure that things are working. But yeah, here we are. It is May the 4th be with you and all that jazz. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
I'm such a geek. I like saying that. Yeah, May the 4th. So I've seen lots of Star Trek stuff round and
Star
about. I never even
Wars.
checked the comments.
Star Wars, not
Or
Star
did that
Trek.
say that's
You'll
what,
have
yeah,
all the
that's what I
Trekkies
meant.
and Star Wars people in the comments going, "Oh no, it's not Star Trek, it's Star Wars. She doesn't even know May the
Oh my
4th."
goodness. I know, I'm absolutely shocking. Exactly. And I've got, look, I was a massive fan as well when I was younger, but I must admit, as I got older and had Dylan, I just viewed it differently. And I didn't watch any of the older ones. I don't think I have watched any of the older ones since the 80s or something like that, to be honest with you. But I'm
Yeah.
still a fan. I'm still a fan. So
Funnily
don't
enough,
be
I was
nasty.
watching or I was doing research for today's show on interesting facts and things in history that have come up on May the 4th. And I come up to a
Yeah.
link that says cool stuff about May the 4th that has nothing to do with Star Trek. So I'm
Ah,
like,
amazing.
awesome, or Star Wars. Sorry, you
Star
got me
Trek!
saying it now.
Star
You got me
Trek!
saying it now. So I click on
Sorry.
the link and I start reading
Oh,
it, and everything in that article was Star Wars related. Star Wars costume parties,
wow.
Star Wars food parties, Star Wars recipes. And I was like, man, like, there's enough people that
Clickbait.
want to read the Star Wars stuff. Why are you
Yep.
using that as a headline of not Star Wars related when it's all Star Wars related? I found it was like clickbait on an article. It's not even something
Absolutely.
I was going to watch. I had to read through to realize they clickbaited me.
That's so funny. I hate those wee click. Well, sorry, I don't like saying that word. I don't resonate. I'm used to it on YouTube because that's like literally the place that it started was the clickbait titles. But when like an article does it, and then you're like, where you're reading and reading and reading, and you're just not getting to the point of this article. But meanwhile, they've stuck about 12 adverts inside the article because
Yeah.
obviously that's what it is. But yeah, I'm not really used to that in not mainstream, but anything apart from YouTube. I'm going to jump into the comments quickly, James, just to see
Please
who's
do.
here. Um, Charkilg, I can't say
Shark
that.
KLG.
Thank you. That's the one. Have a great
Awesome to
show,
have
James.
you
There
here,
you
Shar.
go.
Thank you so much for joining
I
us.
love that.
And I
The
seen
amazing
Randy was
crazy bunny.
there. Oh, we got a crazy
Um,
bunny and Miss
Yeah, that
Beasley.
crazy chick. We've got Beasley, we've got Randy, which is amazing. And yes, I do apologise, Randy, because I did see you in the comments yesterday. That was me, boo boo. Beasley messaged me and she was like, "What's happening with the stream?" And I'm like, "It's tomorrow." And she's like, "Nah," sent me a screenshot and I was like, "Oh my goodness." So I do apologise. That's me just not being able to see the screen right. Yeah, I'm a bit pink tonight, Randy. I'm sorry, my bad. It didn't look as bright in the bathroom. That's so funny. Oh, Catherine Hunt's here. Oh, Corinne's here.
Awesome,
Nice one,
Catherine. So
Corinne.
glad you're here. Oh, we got a
And
five by
Corinne,
five by Corinne. Beauty.
absolutely love that. Brian Lowe is in the house. Thank
Awesome,
you for
Brian.
being
Thank you
here,
for
Brian.
joining
Love
us.
that. That's life, but not as we know it. Thank you very much for being here. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I think that's who we've got in the house, and I really appreciate you all for being here. Please hit the thumbs up and all that. Share to somebody that you think is maybe feeling a bit, they need their vibrations lifted, because James and I are very good at doing that. We're very authentic, James, and a lot of people say that about you, me to me. They say that to me about you, and vice versa, because it's quite rare to find that, especially online these days.
It
Everybody's just
is.
so.
It is. And
It's,
speaking of authentic people that are just true to themselves, which means they're true to other people, is an
uh-huh.
amazing friend of mine, Sam, who's going to be
Yeah,
joining us on the 6th in just 2 days for his birthday as we discuss
excited.
addiction and harm reduction, sobriety, what's needed for its success, and how these things affect us all. And that's going to be a
Absolutely.
fantastic show as we also raise vibrations through sharing stories that could have been chaotic, that are chaotic, that all formed us to be the human beings that we are in a nice open format. It's going to be pretty awesome.
I'm really looking forward to it, and for me, I know I bang on about it all the time, but for males to be quite open and be quite vulnerable, I think women are quite used to chatting. We're very used to just being open freely and stuff. But for two males to be able to be very open and transparent, especially about, the hard times, the good times, the bad times, and also you want to mention that it's like it leads to success because it can, if you choose to take responsibility and just pack it in. And I know that it's easier said than done. And it's the thing is, James, you'll know, I know, and other people that have had addictions, or not even addictions, have just thought there's just one day that you just go, do you know what, that's it. I'm not doing it. And anybody can scream at you, don't do it, you're ruining your life. You know you're ruining your life. You know you're doing these things. But something will just switch one day. I'm not saying for everybody, but for myself, for people that are on recovery, for people that are on spiritual journeys, healing journeys, it's us. We have to want to do it.
Yep.
What's it they say? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. But who says it's thirsty? Who says that
Yep.
horses wanting water? Not
That's
everybody
right.
wants to yield. So I
No,
think it's
there's some people
beautiful.
that are happy in their misery, and they
Yeah,
find another person that's happy in their misery, and together they're miserable together, but
yeah,
they don't complain about it to other people, and they just carry on in their life. And who are we to judge them for living that way, right? I
absolutely,
mean, we're not coming from a place
absolutely.
of judgment, but trying to come from a place of understanding that when people are hurting, they want to be with other people that are hurting. Hence why,
Yeah,
as they start healing, they start recognizing that
you go
other
away.
people are trying to pull them down,
Yeah,
that they're not trying to lift them up because misery loves company, like I said, right?
absolutely. It's all about vibrations as well. You attract what you give out. And, we've all done it. We've all been in that grungy kitchen and not getting up to any good, and everybody's talking crap, and, all that energy that's just chemical. Like, that is
Yep.
my epitome of hell. Like, if you were to put me in that, I'd just, oh. But at the time, you thrive off it, like you say, if there's people and it's not that you all sit and get deep in the kitchen. It's just there's a reason why everybody's got an addiction, and it's
You're
nine out of ten
crackling
times
up on
trauma.
me. Is it on my end or your end?
You're cracking up on me. Don't crack up on me, James. Don't crack up on me.
Oh, wait. No,
Um,
you're good now. Weird. I wonder if it was
oh,
just me.
I can hear the tiniest wee crackle.
Yeah,
So
it was
yeah, we'll
also
see how we
freezing a
go.
little bit, but it seems to be good now. Sorry.
Don't be sorry, that's all right. I can hear a tiny wee crackle, but then I've got really cheap B&M like headphones on, like 4.99 or something like that. But it's all good, it's all good. Right, what are you? Oh no, Randy takes the Mickey Beasley, by the way. Don't worry about Randy. Randy's got like a funny sense of humor that sounds like a dig, but it's not a dig. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. And Catherine says the audio's all good her end, so that's fantastic. Now,
Awesome. Thank you so
I,
much.
I kind of did want to start the stream of high vibrations, right?
Yeah.
And I want to apologize to anybody that's seen this already, but I absolutely love it. And it's one of those videos that I've saved that when I'm feeling a bit shit or a bit like, I have to put this on. So, James, you know what video I'm going to put on, eh? I'm going to
Yes,
put
I
the
do.
talking baby. So
To
I
me, it's
do
the most
apologize.
fantastic, it's the most brilliant thing I have seen in a while.
Yes, absolutely. I want to apologize to anybody that's seen it already. I want to give a shout out. I can't remember the name of the TikTok creator, but it's on the video. But yeah, I want to play this and apologies for those that have seen it. And no, in fact, I'm not sorry. Like, just watch it again. I'm going to put it on the screen.
Welcome to the Talking Baby podcast. On today's episode, we'll be talking to the weird-looking person who lives at my house. Thanks for being here, weird-looking person.
Well, thanks for having me. As you know, you are my third favorite person in the world, third behind the two larger people that we also live with. They're both awesome. So cool. You're fine, and right now those two larger people are both busy and not paying attention to me at all, so happy to chat with you.
So to kick things off, I want to ask you a question, and I apologize in advance if it's naive or ignorant. Look, I'm a baby. I don't really know stuff yet, so just keep that in mind. So my question is this. What are you? Like, you clearly seem to be a very different kind of person than I am. Am I right? Like, because like people look different from each other, like different sizes, skin tones, the hair. But you, I have no idea what's going on. Does this make any sense to you? Am I crazy?
Oh, no, dude, you're 100% right. I've had that thought so many times. Look, I don't really know what I am. That's not really the kind of thing I think about or care about, but I do know that I'm significantly different than you and the other people who live in this house, like for sure.
Okay. Well, so aside from how weird you look, what are other differences?
Well, for one, I'm not allowed to poo or pee inside the house. See, you guys can do it no problem. In your case, you just go in your pants wherever and whenever you want, which, by the way, mad respect. That's one of the things I like the most about you.
I'm actually pooing right now.
Oh, I know. I can smell it. But yeah, for some reason, I can't go in here. When I first got here, I did it a few times, but the larger people that we live with were not into it. So I got the message after a couple weeks.
Huh. I wonder why that is. By the way, still pooing. It is flowing out of me. This is a good one.
I'm aware. You're also peeing. I can smell that too.
I am. Wow, that's impressive. Good nose. I'm going to ask you a last question before I start crying, because I don't love sitting in a pile of what feels like a hot brown cream of broccoli soup for too long. So let me ask you this, and I don't know if you can answer this, but it's what I've been thinking about recently. Why am I here?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, what even is this place? Like where are we and why? I don't remember being here until recently. So like, where was I before that? Like I'm just constantly looking around going, what the F is any of this? And everyone's just acting like it's normal. We live in this house and you live here and I live here. But like, what? Like, why am I here?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening. I actually have to go poo now, so I'm going to go sit by the back door and wait there patiently for an hour or two until someone notices me and lets me out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to start crying anyway because I desperately need to get out of this cauldron of watery butt porridge. Wah! Wah!
Honestly. I swear, like that just
It's
lifts
so
me.
classic, right? Instant classic. And
For
the question,
for
right?
AI, that's the thing, James. I bang on about how much I despise AI, but then look at that. Like
Yeah,
that's amazing.
so
Amazing.
good. I can't wait for that
Amazing.
creator to make more. And we could
Oh,
use it as a perfect segue where, the baby's like, why are we here? Well, ladies and
totally.
gentlemen, we're here today on this fabulous Sunday, May the 4th, to raise the vibrations of the earth and to raise our own vibrations and to lean on one another for support and sobriety and happiness in spiritual growth and religion and faith and all of that thrown into one giant Sunday spectacular.
Ah, I
Boom!
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Here is Kira. Kira from Ireland. Just
Kira.
absolutely
Da, 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 da. I'm sorry, my love, but I
Kira.
have to sing the Shira song whenever I read your name.
Well, James, it's only been about 4 months that I've not been able. I've been like, Kiara. I'm like, Sierra, Sierra. Like, oh, and nobody can send voice notes or anything. So obviously, like, nobody, and people were spelling it in the live chat. And then I think it was Fred, was like, Shira. And I'm like, Kira. And Kira's like, you've got it. And I'm like, that's it. You're now Shira in my
Yeah,
head. So every time Kira comes on, I think of Shira with her big sword, this big strong woman, and I love it.
right.
And a big Celtic woman. Yes, Kira. We got
Beautiful,
you, babe.
beautiful.
Ha ha. I love it. I love it.
So,
So
speaking
yeah,
of people's names, let me throw
yes,
out a name for everybody here. Al Capone. We
okay.
all know who Al Capone was, right?
Yeah.
Well, on this day in 1932, he started serving his 11-year prison sentence for tax evasion,
Wow.
right?
Wow. Yeah.
And I just thought that that would be a good time to
He
throw
was
in that
part
little
he
tidbit
was
of
part of like
information.
the mob and all that, wasn't he?
That's right.
Is
That's
that
right. And that
yeah,
was all
yeah.
part of a giant operation that was trying to shut down the Chicago crime syndicate. And
Wow. Okay.
that was just one of the
Yeah.
fancy, cool facts that I found about today being May the 4th that is
That's
not
cool.
Star Wars related. I got several of them here
Absolutely.
for us all. Some are from the UK, some are from around the world, like
Nice.
this one here. World Give Day was a global campaign started in 2010 to encourage people to give to their favorite nonprofits as well as individuals in need. Its purpose to serve a unique and united way of giving. And that started
Oh,
today in 2010.
I like that. I
There's
like
something to raise
that.
some vibrations, right? I mean,
But
we
I'm
shouldn't need organizations to for
no.
those that are able to give to give. But
Yes,
if
exactly.
there is organizations that are actually about the giving, it's awesome that they're there. And if they could unite to, help more people, I don't see a problem with that.
Absolutely.
My problem
Hey.
with the nonprofits are when, 82 to 90% of all money raised goes to the CEOs of the company that are living in
Yes.
multi-million dollar homes and driving the
Yes.
fanciest cars.
Yes.
And I mean, I get it costs money to make
Absolutely.
money, but you shouldn't
Mm-hmm.
be run to having these massive fundraisers making tens of millions of dollars and then only tens of thousands of dollars actually goes to helping the people they're raising money for. I think
Yeah,
that's
it's
whack.
3%. 3%, James. That's what they get. The
Yeah,
actual cause. Once it goes through the admin, the CEOs, the this or that, it's been proven it's 3%.
yeah,
It's absolutely disgusting. So if you wanted to maybe raise money for a cancer, rather than giving it to like a cancer charity, this is my personal opinion. I'm not saying everybody should do this, but find out what they need in a cancer ward at your local hospital. Do they maybe need a piece of equipment? Then you can raise money for that bit of equipment, and then you can literally get that equipment and gift it so that you know that all that money is going to that piece of equipment or
that's right.
whatever the ward needs, you know?
Yep. Or like
That's what I've been
maybe
recommended.
you don't have the means to raise that kind of money, but maybe you could raise $400 or $500 and go to your local cancer ward and ask if there's, say, maybe one of the children that has leukemia, if there's something that
Yeah,
that family needs to help a one individual,
absolutely.
right? Like, there's always
Absolutely.
a way that we can
Hey,
help
Greg.
some other person, whether it just be 10 minutes of time sitting there chatting with a stranger.
Absolutely. Like, obviously the weather's a bit better, so I've been going down to the beach more. And dogs love me, right? Dogs just literally make a beeline for me. So the owners are like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry," and I'm like, "No, it's amazing. Like, I love dogs." And then we start chatting, talking about the weather, what they do for hobbies, and it's really nice to kind of, I wouldn't call it socialize, but I'm just meeting really nice people because it's like, it's not a pub. it's not like a club. It's like somewhere that everybody's there for good reasons. I'm not saying everybody, you know what I'm saying. So it's
Yeah,
just I met a lady who lives very close to the beach. She jogs all the way to the end of the pier, the one that I go to. Um, and her wee dog goes with her. And she's just amazing. You can just tell she's had an amazing life. And she tells me stories now and again. And yeah, it uplifts me as well. But I love the beach. I need to get out more and just sink my toes into the sand. It's just bliss. That's grounding for me.
yeah,
And
it
a
really is.
release. You've
You know,
got
and it's
water
interesting when
in.
you're like, hey, this is the North Sea. The
Yeah,
North Sea's
totally.
cold, people. The North Sea is cold. I'm telling you. I swam in the North Sea in Turku, Finland in 2011
Wow.
in July, and it was
Wow.
cold. You know?
It's like even I would say like a sunny day, like say it got really hot here, like 23 degrees. Okay, that's hot for like Edinburgh. And obviously, you go in the water to cool off. Like the water's still cold. Like it's not like oh body. It's like oh that's still cold, but you can put up with it because it's that hot outside. I've got
Yeah,
a paddle board, which is perfect. So as long as I'm careful and sensible, I don't fall off it. So I can be in the water and just be on my paddle board, and I love it, James. I
yeah,
just lie back and I look at the clouds and I actually thank Mother Earth, Pachamama for the beautiful gifts that we have, like we take her for granted, and I release everything in the water. And when I go back to the beach, I feel lighter. Like people underestimate the strength of healing from nature, and that's why we're distracted by technology.
yeah,
That's why we're distracted by the newest things. It's all look at devices, whereas we just need to basically be reborn again. I know that sounds a bit crazy, but go
yeah,
back and be vulnerable. Strip off it all. Strip off all the layers and just go and hug a tree.
yeah. Go
It's
hug a
crazy,
tree. Go
but
put your feet into a stream. If you don't have a lake or a river, go find a nice
absolutely.
babbling brook, right?
Yep,
And go dip your
yep,
toes in there and
yep.
just sit and just enjoy, right?
It's so
Speaking of
healing.
enjoying, if we can jump into another cool fact on May the 4th,
Of course.
there's so many things. It's like National this day and National that day. So I have them spread in and
Oh,
around, but today is
that's
National Lemonade Day for all you lemonade drinkers like Zoe loves her lemon water, right? Today
yep.
is your day, as well as for
Whoop, whoop.
orange juice and National Ride a Bike Day. Today, you are
Oh,
encouraged to go ride your bike with your children, or go ride a bike with your partner, or go ride a bike by yourself. My cousin's tuning
love
up my
that.
bike right now so that I can get biking again this summer. I look forward
That's
to getting out
yes,
and
I
enjoying
bet.
some nature, country back roads where I live. Just getting out on the mountain bike and not trying to get to any
Amazing.
destination as fast as you can. Just get out and enjoy the ride and be in the moment, right? I'm looking
That's all
forward to
right.
that
It's freedom.
and observing the weather because today is also National Weather Observers Day. So if you
Is
guys
it?
enjoy observing the weather, today is also your day. There's so many cool, fantastic facts about May the 4th that is not Star Wars related, not to take away from Star Wars, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Randy, she is in Denmark, and she said the 4th of May is Liberation Day for Denmark. So there you
Right.
go. It's
Very
something
cool.
everywhere. I love that. I love that.
Liberation Day. Let me see what I have here for Liberation Days on today. Um, Really quickly. Okay, in 1990, Latvia declared independence from the Soviet Union.
Wow, there you go. There you
Right,
go. Well, yesterday was a very poignant day because it did mark the anniversary of Madeleine McCann disappearing.
right.
So I want to just, reflect on that a little bit. And I also do want to apologise to everybody that was waiting for a live stream tomorrow from Praia de Luz. Unfortunately, due to um, unprecedented family commitments, Craig isn't actually able to get to Portugal. So it won't be reporting from Praia de Luz. But what we are doing is we are going to do a massive show next Sunday, a week today. We're going to do a bad boy only cans. We're going to literally strip it right back, take it right back from day one, and we're going to go through the PJ files, and obviously our usual banter. So apologies to everybody that was patiently waiting for tomorrow's one. It'll be next Sunday, but not from Prior to Lose. So yeah.
You totally should have made up a clickbait story there and been, breaking news. I'm really sorry, everybody. Craig is not going to be able to do the live stream because as he arrived in Portugal, they arrested him because of his viral YouTube or his
His tweet.
viral his
Hi, his
viral
viral
tweet.
tweet. Yeah, yeah,
They were
yeah.
waiting for him at the
Brilliant.
airport and they busted Craig's ass and we're waiting for him to get out and we'll go live as soon as he does.
Brilliant. I love that. I love that. Kira, I'm gonna put my email. Wait, no, I can't even spell my email. So synchronized. And I'm going to put it into the chat just now, honey. If you want to drop me some questions for the McCann case for Craig, for our next Only Cans, drop me a wee list, hon. And then I'll have it there on the screen. I can show it on the screen or whatever, but I'll definitely have them. Free Craig Campbell. I love that. Free
Look
Craig.
what I've
I
started.
love it.
Right?
Free
That'll be
Craig.
one of the shorts that ends up being made for your channel. Craig gets busted,
God, can you
AI
imagine?
pictures of him all in cuffs and over the back of a police squad car, right?
And that's the thing. He's gone through a lot with the McCann trolls. I have to say this as well. I was actually quite shocked that the other channel had Julia Vandel on when it was the anniversary as well. I thought that was a bit distasteful. I have to be honest, but that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, I thought it was just very distasteful to have Julia Vandel on a prison call on a live stream, which I thought was illegal, to be fair, because that's a bit weird. But anyway, that's a whole other podcast. That's a
I think
me and
that'd be
Craig
good.
chat.
I'm sad that you don't have that contact because that would make great content for you.
Oh,
It's all
I've
about
got
it's all about the
comments.
clicks and the views, baby.
Oh,
It's all
see,
about the clicks and the views. I'm just being
that's
silly,
right. Oh
you
no,
know.
totally. Mate, James, you know that we could get clicks, likes, and views for loads of videos that we could spit out, but we're just staying true to ourselves.
Yeah.
We could cause drama and get this, that, and whatever, but
Oh,
we
but
just
if I was
not.
going to do that, I would be going after the largest YouTube creator that there is. That
Yeah.
Mr. Second letter of the alphabet. Rhymes with yeast.
Oh, aye. Yeah.
But if I
Exactly.
was going to do
Oh,
anything,
there's
I would go
Whiffy.
after that guy because I don't like him. I don't like
Do you
him,
know?
and I don't like the people he hangs around with. I don't like the people he
Yes.
hires to run his companies,
Yes.
right?
Amen.
But we're
Yes,
about
yes,
higher
yes.
vibrations today, which how many people here enjoy music that like to listen to music and enjoy it? Do we have any
Can I
Rolling
just
Stone
say
fans? Is there
that
any
that's a
Rolling Stone
Whiffy.
fans in the chat? Wolfie,
Whiffy.
good to see you. I'm so glad you could make it to join us, even if it's for a
Yes.
short period. I appreciate you being here. She's
Oh,
one of the
yeah.
Samsters from over at Morning Mayhem. She's a fellow mod over there. She does a fabulous job.
That's right. That's where I recognise the name because when I jump onto Sam's stream, I always see Woofy, but I can never tag Woofy because obviously you've got to write it how you see it, and I can never get the eyes and everything, so I just put Woofy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do see you, Woofy, and thank you so much for being here. Also, yeah, Mr. Yeast, exactly. Ooh, it's like an
Yes.
infection.
So,
An
did anybody
infection.
say they're fans of the Rolling
I
Stones?
hope.
Because in 1968, on May the 4th, they released one of their biggest songs ever, Jumpin'
Right.
Jack Flash.
Oh wow, really? What year was that? Sorry, James.
That was in 1968.
Wow, way before my time, but yeah,
Way
wow, there
before
you
my
go.
time, like 9 years
What
before I was born.
they'll get royalties off that still, eh? I bet you. Like,
Yeah,
wow, that's
yeah,
crazy. We need to
pretty
make a
cool,
song.
right?
The Rolling Stone. Oh no, it was. Oh, I can't see. Well, I can't see his name,
Mick
Mister.
Jagger.
No, who we were talking about before, the YouTuber.
Oh
Is he
yeah,
not like
no,
the biggest YouTuber?
yeah. He's
Yeah.
the biggest YouTuber in the world. It's not hard to guess who he is. But yeah, it's not a good idea to talk bad about him on the internet, especially on
No.
YouTube.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
just done it with lots of spaces in the chat so that you can see who it is, but I just done it a bit strange. Yeah, it's okay.
yeah. There's people out there that have a lot of inside info that have dropped that stuff on YouTube. You can find it. if you look hard enough.
No, yeah, no, there's loads of spicy stuff about him online. There's loads of
Yeah,
spicy stuff about quite a few people if you actually search.
yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
know, yeah, and I'm not being, he's all right though, Greg, is he not? He's all right. I was introduced to him by somebody, a mutual friend actually, James, that PewDiePie, and he seems legit, is he not? He's
Yeah,
not
I
creepy
think he
or done
seems pretty
anything.
legit. He seems to be
Yeah.
like one of these people that he doesn't seem to have a bunch of sketchy stuff in his past. You know,
Right, okay. Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
seems
That's
to
what
be a
I
good
felt all
dad.
right.
Like he doesn't have all kinds of pictures of his family life out there in the world. Seems like he's trying
Yeah,
to have the best of both worlds, being a content
yeah.
creator. I think he lives in Japan too, which makes
Wow,
uh,
okay.
which makes a big difference because the culture over in Japan is very calming, and like their society just seems a lot different. Speaking of Japan, I believe I have a cool Japan note in here.
Oh,
Yes,
Randy.
today. Thanks for the PewDiePie thing. That helps me pull a segue into this little cool fact about Japan.
Ah, there
Yeah,
you go. And we did
today
not
Japan
rehearse this.
celebrates. Sorry.
So I said we did not rehearse this.
No, not at all. Japan celebrates Greenery Day. It's to respect and appreciate nature. The day originates from the nation's love of gardening and natural beauty and the environment. And it encourages the public to be more conscious of the environment and conservation.
Wow, that's
Like that's
pretty.
just their culture. There's a reason why I love their culture because they're like, I'm going to do one thing and I'm going to do it to the best of my possible abilities. Like, they grow the best strawberries in the world, and the
Oh, okay,
rarest, and they
okay.
grow them perfectly. They make the environment
Nice.
and they try to master one thing at a time. And like legit, if you look at some of the best fruits and things in the world, in
Hmm.
Japan, they're growing it better than anywhere else.
Oh, I bet.
Um, I
I
mean, they
bet.
also grow cool ornamental watermelons and stuff that are meant for
Yeah,
decoration, that aren't meant for eating, that they charge exuberant amounts of money for. But hey,
yeah.
if you have exuberant amount of money and you want to buy a pyramid shaped watermelon to have on your counter for 3 weeks,
Wow,
all the power
wow.
to you, right? If that
Eh.
makes you happy
Oh,
and you're not hurting anybody, I think that's pretty cool.
oh, thank you very much, Buffy. That's really appreciated. I really appreciate you. I've got a facts book as well. I've got a 1,227 facts book. And it's earlier on, I had like 20 minutes till we jumped on and I started reading it and that was it. I was like, oh, so you've got a stream. Like, I got completely sucked in. There's
You
so
didn't
many
put any
fascinating
post-it
things.
notes in there for little facts to share with us, though. Hey, look at her, guys. She's hogging all the facts to herself.
I did, right? And it was the one that I said earlier before we came on air. Ants can survive in a microwave. They are small enough to dodge the rays, right? But then I'm like, how do they know that? They've clearly had ants in a microwave. Like, people are weird. Like, let's just,
Right.
yeah,
Or
that's
maybe
lower
it
than
was
vibration.
maybe it was one of those cool discoveries by accident. Like somebody had a donut left on the counter and it had some ants on it, and they're like, oh well, threw it in the microwave
Hey,
and they pulled
hey,
it out and the donut was piping hot, but the ants were still okay. And they're
I
like,
love
hey,
that.
right?
I love that.
Accidental
Another one here.
scientific experiments.
Anthophobia is the fear of something. What do you think it is? Anthophobia. No Googling.
Anthophobia. I'm gonna say it's a
Antho.
fear of insects.
No. Anybody know in the comments without checking Google? Anthophobia. It is the fear of flowers. Can you
Wow.
imagine? The fear of flowers. You just have to stay in like all spring and summer.
How
There's a
sad
flower.
would that be?
Oh, I know. I know.
Right? Like
Yeah.
flowers, man. Flowers are awesome, you know? And like just imagine struggling with that. Like my brain goes to, like, oh, I like the idea of flowers, but when I see them, they freak me out. Like,
Exactly. And they say that you're only born with two fears when you're born. It's the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises and everything else you learn. So I feel if somebody did have anthrophobia, it's because they've had trauma linked to a flower shop or a bunch of flowers or
Yeah.
somebody coming with flowers, and then
Yeah, one of those
they've got
water
that phobia.
squirting flowers that clowns have. Smell
Yeah.
my flower,
Eh.
squirt, squirt, squirt. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And then you're just like, ooh, a bit
Well,
weary. Like,
I
yeah.
messaged my brothers the other day about my fear of bats, right?
Oh,
That I'm afraid
ooh,
of bats. And if you want to
let's,
share that
I'm
video with
just gonna get
everybody,
that.
right?
Let's find it.
And I explained to him why I thought I was afraid of bats, and he answered with, phobias don't need an explanation, because
Oh,
I've really only had 3 instances with bats, now 4, but yeah, they creep me out like
it's a
big
short,
time.
isn't it? Yeah, here we
It
go.
is a short, yeah.
Right, hold on. Let me share my screen 2 seconds.
And it's funny because a few
Okay.
weeks ago you pulled a bat card for me, I'm pretty sure, and I was like, oh, I'm terrified of those things.
That's right, actually. Sorry, I meant to actually reply to your message. I did pull the bat for you. That's right. Right, I'm going to play this.
It's the first one, yeah, that
Oh,
one.
bastard, get out of my house!
Sorry.
Oh, bastard, get out of my house!
Wow, wow. Like, I thought
Right?
that was a starling. I didn't think that was a
Yeah.
bat. I thought it was a starling. I was like, oh, wee bird.
Yeah,
But it's
and,
quite
and
big
there's
for a
so
bat.
here's the funny thing, right? I sit down and I had just finished my food and I seen the bat and I was just like, oh, dude, it's a bat.
Hiding.
You don't like them. Just go open the front
I love
door,
bats.
leave the front door open. They have echolocation stuff. It'll just fly outside. And I'm trying to keep myself calm. And I'm like, no, bro, just get your phone and sit in your couch and take a video of it. That'll help calm you down. You like
Yeah.
shooting nature videos and this and that. And then I see it fly at me as I react. I swear the thing looked to me like the size of a Rottweiler and it was coming at me, directly at me. And I was like, I filmed that like 4 seconds of video and shut my phone off as I left my house in my bare feet and phoned my
Wow.
neighbor. Like, dude,
Oh
can
my
you come and help me, please? There's a
That's so
bat in
funny.
my house, right? So he
That's
comes
so
over
funny.
and I've got like my hoodie's now up and I'm wearing safety glasses and I'm putting on leather gloves and he caught it in a pool skimming net and was able to get it outside. Thankfully, it wasn't hurt. But what?
Oh
Someone just
my
called me a chicken? I'm bigger than a chicken. Chickens are
God.
way braver than I am, Wolfie. Chickens are way braver than me when it comes to a bat. Like,
Oh
I
my
would use
God.
a small child as a protection device against a bat. Like,
It's so funny. Like, see if it was an other kind of bird, then you wouldn't have been as worried.
yeah, no, it could have been an eagle. It could have been a vicious Rottweiler,
An
and I would have been
eagle.
less scared.
Wow, that's funny, eh?
You
And have you
know?
had have you had a run-in with bats before for you to get this fear?
When I was a child, I remember going up to the cottage and there was a bat in the cottage, and my nan made a big deal about it. Oh, Jamie,
Yeah.
Jamie, come with me, and your brother, come, Chris, come with me, and
Mhm.
hide in the bedroom. And, then my
That's
next
what it's been.
time with a bat, I was fishing at nighttime, and one grabbed my lure out of the air. I just bit my
Ah.
line and let it fly away, and I hid beside my buddy, all terrified. And
Oh,
there was
wee
one at
lamb.
my house when we moved in here. And we opened all the windows and doors. And I went to bed and hid in my bedroom till morning and came down, closed the door, and just pretended like the bat made it out and tried to forget about it.
No way. Wow. So there you go. Like you
Yeah.
obviously the trauma's built from the big scene built up over this bird and having to hide and come on and a trusted adult's panicking. So sorry, I just like a confirmation. I'm just one of those people
Yeah. No,
that,
for sure. Bats
there's
are
always
totally
a reason.
protected animals in Denmark. Randy, they are also protected here in Canada. And they
Okay.
hibernate in massive cave systems that are well protected by the Ministry of Natural Resources so that people can't go in and eradicate them.
Oh, are they protected in the UK as well, Greg is saying? That's
Nice.
good.
So
I love
Denmark,
bats.
that's the Dutch, right? So here's a pretty
No,
interesting fact about
no,
a Danish
no.
person.
Yeah,
It's not?
not Dutch. They're Danish. Dutch is Netherlands.
Oh, right. Well, they're
I do
close. They're
that.
neighbors. I
I've made
think they're
that mistake
neighbors.
before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Randy's gone mental. No, no,
No,
no.
no, no, no. Okay, but you're neighbors. Okay, so here's
Yeah,
a cool fact about a
technically.
Dutch settler, Peter Minuit. In 1626, he bought the island of Manhattan from the Native Americans for $24 worth of trade goods like cloth and buttons. And this facilitated the establishment of New Amsterdam, which eventually became New York City.
Wow, that's
Right?
interesting. That's
Very
fascinating.
interesting. You know,
Yeah.
it's a fun fact. I mean, it's a sad thing in a sense, you know, because
Well, of course.
people traded a piece of land that big for some buttons and cloth, you
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah.
you know, I like little tidbits
So
of
they tell us.
fascinating history stuff.
Yeah. I don't believe a lot of the history stuff that they tell us these days. I think we've been
Oh, I
lied to
guess
a lot.
I guess the point of that dude was the Peter Minuit from he was born May 4th,
Oh,
1626. That's
cool.
why yeah, that's why I had written that down because all these things I have written down have something to do with May 4th.
That's cool. That's cool. I had stuff saved. Can't remember where the goddamn saved it. I think it's on Telegram. Hold on.
Yes, New
This
Amsterdam
is
was New York.
nuts.
Did anybody see the movie Gangs of New York?
Yes, I actually know a couple of people that were in it, as actors,
Right, right.
um,
Such a cool
from
movie. It's
Edinburgh.
so well done, man. Like just so amazing. And I think that would have been around the same time as when New Amsterdam had just recently was becoming New York or whatnot.
Yeah, probably, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to find the shark. Like, obviously, you know that I live in Edinburgh, um, and we don't get a lot of sharks because obviously, like, we're quite cold. I'm sure sharks like warm water, don't they? But
I
anyway,
think it depends on the type of shark, but
it was a basking shark.
okay, yeah.
So hold on, I just don't want it to be an advert. So not far from me, I was loading an ad. Hold on, let's see.
Yeah, they're a very
Basically,
docile
a
shark,
family
but
was
they
just.
get huge, right?
I think, yeah, yeah, right. Hold on, let me see if. Oh, there's an ad. Go away, close. Is that to the video away? Here comes the ad. It's fine. I'll just let this wee ad play, and then wait, hold on. I will share my screen because I want to show you it. Hold on, let's see. We'll be in family. Oh, there we go. That looks quite big to me, like.
Yeah, that looks like a
Yeah, it's
20-foot
hard to
shark.
tell. Like, that's not far from where I paddleboard.
Cool. I don't think they're dangerous though.
Big, eh?
Yeah.
Remember I had that seal when I was on my paddleboard, the seal that was coming close to me. I was freaking out, man. And
Yeah,
then I
I'd be
found
more
out
afraid of
that
the seal
seals.
than I would be that big shark. You know, seal might just
Really?
decide to bite your foot. You know.
Yeah, well, the seal had just come in with a fishing boat. And then obviously the fishing boat went into the harbour, so he's like looking for something else, and he's seen me, and then he was like, "Come on!" I'm like, "Oh, my whole body was shaking,
Yeah,
and I'm like, why am I shaking so much? Why am I shaking?" And then I found out later that they're actually pretty vicious little buggers.
yeah.
So I think
I
it
mean,
was
they
like
don't look
my
friendly. They look
ancestral
cute
DNA.
from a distance.
I've actually got the video. Oh my god! Let me fast forward it. Oh my god, there's a seal, there's a fucking seal. Oh my god, there's a fucking seal. There's a seal, there's a seal, there's a seal, there's a fucking seal. Did you see it? There's a seal. Oh my god, there's a fucking seal. Oh my god, please come here. Oh my god, now I'm scared. Now I'm scared. Oh my god, what comes in here? Fucking put this heat out. I hope I got that on camera.
Like, I'm actually shaking. I can't believe it! I'm so happy! Come back, you guys. Please, please, please come back. I hope. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, it is. Please tell me I've got him. Please tell me I've got him. Oh my fucking god. Oh, I'm scared! I'm scared, Taylor! No. What if it comes and gets me? No, I'm shaking. My heart, my heart, my heart. I'm so nervous. I'm filming it too. Hi, seal. Oh my god. There's a seal, there's a seal, there's a seal. One is seal. Come here. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come on. I'm not scared anymore. I've calmed down. I'm totally fine now. I'm still shaking. Whoa. Where did it go? See, if it comes close to me, I'll panic. Fuck off, where? I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Please don't. Tell me when you see it and then I'll turn around. Because I'm getting the fear, mate. My heart is racing. It's excitement, I think, more than nerves. He's a big guy. He's a big guy. Where is he? Yoo-hoo! Make it to the seal. Make it to the seal. Oh, the water's changing beside me. Is that on there? I was giving him Reiki there. That was so amazing. The Northern Lights and a seal this year. Wow. There he is. He's over there.
Yeah, so that
You
was it
literally
last
could see
summer.
your legs shaking.
I'm not lying. I had a tripod, just like the tripod that you put your phone in, and I put it in the middle of my legs and a paddleboard. I thought, oh, brilliant, I'll just make a wee video. And I've never shook like that before. It was proper, like, internal shit. It was like a warning. And
Yeah.
I don't know if this is excitement or if this is fear, but don't think that seals are cuddly or cute, because a few people have said to me that they're quite vicious and they do bite. So I think it was ancestral DNA, like, get out of there, get out of there,
Right.
get out of there. So yeah, I know I've
Like
played that a few
maybe
times on my channel.
maybe seal
funny.
hunting, as bad as it might be, even though a lot of the Inuit from the north say that there's too many seals, they need to cull some of them. Maybe that's because, seals used to rule over the humans. It's like
I
instead of Planet of the Apes,
well,
it was Planet of the Seals.
what do we call them in Scotland? Is it Selkies? No, that's Kelpies. I'm getting mixed up. What's it that we call the seals? And basically, there's like a fable or a Scottish tale that basically at night they're seals and then they come up and somebody help me out here. It's not mermaids, hon. It's something like that. It'll come to me. And then they're seals, but then when they come to the land, they're humans. So then they come and visit us and they like integrate with us. And then at night they sneak off and they go back and it'll come to me. Wee fat shug, you should ken as well. I'm only joking. I'll find out for my next stream. I'll find out. Nah, see the Kelpies, but the Kelpies was the horses that came out. These are seals. There's a word for them. There's a word. Do they drink bucky with us? Selkies! It is Selkies! I did say that, eh? Aye, it
Okay.
must be Selkies. Right, Selkies. Thank you, Randy. There you go. Not a Scottish person either. Yeah, Selkies were seals that would take like their seal coat off and then they'd be humans and they'd come and like live with us for a bit and then they would go back into the water. Aye, that's an old Scottish are the Kelpies a satanic monument? Really? They're beautiful. Have you seen them before, James? We've got like it's like horses like coming out of the water sort of thing. It's beautiful. There's like statues. In fact, let me find it. God damn it, you're on the internet, Zoe. You
Very
need to see
cool.
this. They're stunning. But as
In
Shug says,
today's history, on May the 4th, 1953, Ernest Hemingway won a Pulitzer Prize for the book The Old Man and the Sea. Seeing as how we're
oh,
talking about the sea and sea creatures and
there you
stuff right
go.
now, I think that fact kind of falls into good timing.
So that is the Kelpies on screen. That's obviously under different lighting, days, nights, and they've got lighting at night. Can you see that,
Cool.
James, or what?
Yeah, I can.
Like, but they're quite overwhelming. Like they're big, like they're huge.
Right. Yeah,
I mean,
like
a
the
wee car
pictures
would
can never
just
do them justice to when you see them in real
nah,
life for size
nah.
because you don't have a comparison. Like if you had a person standing there,
But there's a
you could
wee
have
person.
comparative size, right?
There we go. There's a wee person. There.
Which
And then
picture?
they're that big. Oh, can you not see? Oh, why is it
Well, my
not
screen's
changed to
kind
the
of small because I'm
picture?
on my phone. So
No, but I changed the picture. Oh, I think we're stuck. What is going on? Hold on. Hold on. I've got it. Hold on. I need to find
I
this.
always thought that the narwhals, if anyone knows the narwhals with the big twisted tooth that comes out,
Yeah,
I used to
yeah,
say that, oh, yeah, geez, those are monstrous, eh?
yeah. And look, do you see the people? They're
Yeah,
just
yeah, they're
there.
just tiny little dots.
Tiny.
Very cool.
There we go. Look, there's the wee people.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, they're muckle, as we say here, muckle meat. So yeah, they're quite overwhelming. Remember earlier on, excuse me, you were walking up the silos beside you,
Yep.
um, and I was like, oh, that scares me because anything that's big and metal, it overwhelms me. I don't know if it's
Well,
like
we can ask the
the
chat if
nature.
they'd like to see the view from the top of the silo. It'd only take me a minute to get up there if anybody wants to see it,
Oh, yeah, I think you should do it, James. I think you should.
you know?
Randy, I believe in unicorns, and it's been well documented that I can't remember what king it was, but he actually financed a tour and an expedition to find the unicorns. They're Scottish. They're Scotland's animal. Like,
Right.
if they're not real, show me another country that's not got like a real animal. Do you know what I mean? Shikesh, there are hotels. Hi, Shikesh. There are hotels with the sea above and sharks, etc. swimming around. I wouldn't like that. It would be confusing to spend the night with someone not knowing if they're screaming for having a good time or the sharks. Absolutely, I wouldn't like that. But yeah, James, let's go up the silo. I'll just close my eyes because it does scare me. Unicorns are mentioned in the Bible. Yeah, I don't believe in dinosaurs. I don't really believe in the Bible either, hon, because so much of it's been messed about with. I'm sure the etymology of rhinoceros boils down to
Look at
unicorn.
how beautiful that is with the sun.
Right, let's get James on the screen. How do I make myself wee? I should know this by now, guys. It's only been like a couple of years. Haha. Do I get a better day job?
Am I still connected to you, Zoe?
Yes, I'm just not here.
There's the view for everybody.
Absolutely. That's actually a good signal, mate. That's a good signal for you being up there.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was cutting in and out.
No, no,
But
not at
yeah,
all.
that's the view.
I just took myself off the screen so that we could see you. Yeah, you don't get any chemtrails, James.
We do. There just isn't any today.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, so that's the view from the top of. Well, this is not a silo. This is the dryer. This is hooked up to propane tanks to dry the grains and stuff.
I would, and you're smoking.
Prove it.
You're walking. Ah! Boom! Bye, James. Live on YouTube. Oh my goodness. You scare me, mate. You scare me. Thanks for sharing that, though. Like, yeah, I can live like they scare me. That scares me. Like, see oil rigs. An oil
Right.
rig. Oh, that's like my place of fear. Just
So,
not
guys,
and in
maybe
the
one
water.
time I'll go up there and go live
Absolutely.
for you.
They are big silos. Huge. Is it grain you said? Grain that you keep in there. What's yeah?
Yeah, corn and soybeans. My landlords are crop
That's
farmers.
cool. That's cool. I'm surprised you don't have any cat. Because you
I
must
think
get a
there
lot
might
of
be some
vermin.
cats that live in the barns across the street at the abandoned farm. But
Take them in. Take
so
me.
yeah, that's
Like
what it
me
looks
home
like
and all
from the
the
top of the drying unit.
I love that. So you're in that little bit that I was like, oh, is that a dog kennel?
Yeah.
Aye, it looked so small because I was like, oh, is that a wee kennel? A wee dog house. That's what I said. They called it a dog house. Too funny.
So it's like there's a window here so that you can see out to where the scales are to load the trucks. And then a
Aye,
window here so you can just enjoy outside. And then
beautiful,
panels to run all the electricity and the
amazing.
propane. And it's
I
quite a
love
high tech.
that.
It's quite a high tech
Fantastic where you live.
setup.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. But it's a great setup. I mean, it's a great place where you live. It's absolutely huge. Look at all that land, all that nature, the fresh air that you must get. Like, wow. I know that you do feel isolated and it can be tough for you, and I totally get that. But I think you're benefiting more living alone in that beautiful place rather than being in a city all choked up and
For
constant
sure. For
noise.
sure. And I
You
mean,
know?
like, look, there's probably 20 days a year where I'm just feeling like, man,
Mhm.
fuck this shit, man. I don't
Yep.
like this. I don't want this
Yep.
anymore.
Oh,
But there's 300 plus days of the year where I'm like, man, this is such a blessing, you know?
exactly. Exactly. As you say, it's just those days that you're feeling a bit, oof. But we're always a lot better off than somebody else. I meant to unmonetize this. Hold on. There should not be adverts on this. That's not on. Off. Turn it
Well,
off.
on
There we
this
go.
day in 1985, there was a total lunar eclipse that occurred at the moon's
Ooh.
descending node of orbit. I don't know what that means. I just know that there's people that are into the moon and its phases and all these cool things. So I figured I'd share that with those people that might be tuning in right now on our Sunday spectacular of Raise the Vibration.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I can't believe we've already been an hour. That is absolutely crazy. We've
As
not been
well,
ads.
something really
That's so
cool. I ran into an old friend of mine yesterday at the home show and found out that he's a fireman. And he was like,
oh,
oh, make
nice.
sure to share a link of the show that you're going to be on. And he said that
Brilliant.
he'll try and find some time to come and help me learn how to get my phone and everything linked to the YouTube channel so that I can go live through my phone or whatnot, right? So him being a firefighter was really cool because
Okay.
today is International Firefighters Day. It's to
No
honor the
way.
dedication and bravery across the globe. This day was chosen to commemorate the loss of 5 firefighters who lost their lives in a wildfire in 1999. I believe that fire was in Australia, but it sparked, for lack of a better term, sparked and fired. But
Wow.
yeah, it started this whole movement for International Firefighter Days. And I know on our last stream I had, given thanks to the firemen and the doctors and the nurses and lifeguards and all these
No,
people,
of
but
course. Of
the
course.
firemen are
Absolutely.
the unsung heroes. You know what I mean? They're not out there clout
Absolutely.
chasing. These are men and women that put their lives at risk on a daily
For use. Yeah,
basis to
for us.
save people's homes. And
Yeah.
they're not on the front pages of our newspapers anymore. And really, it's a shame because really the firemen and women of the world are truly that. They're unsung heroes. So they
Yeah.
should have more than one day. And if they are going to have one day, why does it have to be shared with so many other days? But if you guys have any firemen
Absolutely.
or know any firemen or friends that have friends that are firemen, try today to reach out to those people and say, hey, you know what? You're an unsung hero. Thank you so much for dedicating your life to saving other people's homes. And yeah,
Well, Craig, his dad was a chief fireman in Scotland for years and years and years. So there you
wow.
go.
Well, Craig's dad,
Hey,
thank you today and
hey,
every day. Without you, we wouldn't have
absolutely.
Craig, and that's fantastic. But I
Exactly.
just can't imagine the amount of human beings that still have a home for their families because of the hard work you've put in,
Absolutely.
and the men and women that you've trained.
Yes.
That they have then saved people, and that's because of what you've trained them with, and then they'll train people that will save. So like one person's action really carries forward that ripple effect till
Hmm.
the end of mankind.
Hmm.
Like there's people that become doctors, but their family don't become doctors. But how many
Yeah.
fire people have fellow fire people in their family? A lot. And
No.
they
Yeah.
create this family. Or back in the day when it was mostly men in the firehouses, they called it the brotherhood or whatnot that they had. And yeah, man,
Well, yeah,
firemen,
that's probably
they're
because
just
they were all
awesome.
Freemasons. But just like Greg has said, the UK fire authorities are captured by the Freemasons. I think all authorities in the UK are captured, and we know that because on all of the ambulances and the police cars, they've got the Freemason symbol. So they mark it. They tell us. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
They don't hide it.
And the
But like
fireman
we
makes me
Fat
think,
Shug said, tough cookies, very tough cookies. The firemen, like
yes,
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It
Respect.
makes me think too back to the movie Gangs of New York, when the fire brigades would start fighting one another to see who could save the house first. And then
Oh,
they're just
that's
like,
right.
oh, well,
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
house is already burned. Move on to the next one. And they're like, my
That's
house isn't
right.
even on fire. And they're like, get out of
I
the way.
need to refresh my memory, actually. I've not watched that from probably since it came out, to be fair with you.
Oh,
Absolutely.
geez.
And Shug, you're right. Everything has been infiltrated by the parasite caste. And that's why we need to just keep our vibrations higher. Like, watch what you feed into. Like, I know there's so much shit going on in the world right now, especially with the UK. The UK is an absolute disaster. This is a politics-free zone. So, like, don't go on the news. Don't sit and scroll on Twitter because it's a constant energy exchange. Yeah, things will make you happy. You'll see little good things and you feel all good. But for those 5 posts, you're going to see 10 that are like war, genocide, poverty,
Yes.
news, animal attacks, domestic
Yeah.
violence, and even though you're just skimming past, you're taking all of that in. So just put the effing device down, go and stick some music on, go and go and water your plants, walk the dog, tidy up,
Yeah.
have a wee shuffle at yourself, pick your nose, like do
Yeah.
anything, but just get off. Like
It's,
everybody's feeding into this, and that's what they want because it lowers our vibrations. And
it
when our
drains you,
vibrations
makes you
are low,
tired.
we're easier to manipulate, we're easier to control, and I do it myself when I'm feeling a bit, I'm like, I'll just go lie on my bed. I usually lie on my bed, but I'll go on YouTube and I'm really, really bad for it, and it's something I need to work on. Police body cam because it's real to me. So I like to watch something that's real. I don't watch things that are fake. So it's real, but the amount of trauma and the people screaming and even the dogs barking in the video, it's all just so chaotic. and
Yeah.
I go down. So now I'm like, when I feel crap, put the phone away. And I go, and then you naturally feel yourself, you're lifting, you feel your shoulders are back, your head's up high, you're not sitting, look at the way we sit on phones, it's all
Yeah.
hunched over. So yeah, sorry, I
There's
felt like I had to
positive.
share that with you.
There's good positive body cam footage out there too, but less of it. You know, where you see the hero breaking through the door to rescue the child and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, I love all that. Like I do. It's all really positive, but there's still the nasty bits. It doesn't even, because obviously I hate to, I've got complex PTSD, but things do trigger me. Even my own cat meowing triggers me.
Yeah.
Like if my cat's at the window, that's why I'm like, no, I need to let my cat out because it's like a drill going down my spine when he meows, and I love him. It doesn't make me angry. It's just a noise that I really find hard to tolerate.
Yeah.
So in those videos, there's like dogs barking's a big trigger for me since the dog attacks that I witnessed a couple of years ago. So yeah, and I'm like, why do you do this to yourself? And I'll fall asleep to it, James.
Yeah.
Like that's not healthy. So
No.
I've stopped watching it when I go to bed. My guilty pleasure is
What's
Married at
really
First
good to
Sight.
listen to when you're trying to fall asleep at night, I came across this really amazing video when I uploaded it, is fall asleep to the sounds of the spring frogs on my channel, 30 minutes and 30 seconds long. And at the very beginning, you can hear the
So
coyotes
you hear,
barking in the distance,
yes,
which I almost clickbaited the world. And I almost titled that video, Narrowly Escapes Coyote Attack.
yeah. You should have, because you would have had like 5 million views by like Thursday or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love this, Greg. Greg's looking forward to 8 p.m. because he's due his next dose of pain meds. If you're happy and share your meds. No, I know that you've been going through a lot of hospital stuff as well. So I hope you're looking after yourself, Greg. And I'm very grateful that you're here.
Yes,
Um, yeah, Shikesh, it's okay to be aware of what's happening, but not to be consumed. That's what we should avoid. Absolutely, Shikesh. And it's hard, when there's stuff going on, especially when it's something really catastrophic. You know, you I'm a Virgo brain. I'm a Capricorn, Pisces, Virgo rising, so I'm more of Virgo brain. I need to know every detail. So I'll go and investigate. I'll go and research. I'll find, so I have to just literally not go on the internet. Like,
it's
just stay
true.
away.
When I was researching for today's show, I was even telling my friend, um, I was like, man, sometimes this sucks. I was like, at least I know I'm taking some positive notes and this and that and the other thing, or some of them are just birthdays of authors and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And it was for every 10 horrible things, one good thing. Like, I have a list of 21
yeah.
amazing facts for May 4th. Three of them made it onto my page. So 1 in 7,
Wow.
right?
Okay.
So if
Okay.
anybody wants to hear another one of them, in 1960,
Yeah.
May 4th, 1961, 13 civil rights activists, dubbed the Freedom Riders, began a bus trip through the southern states. You
Oh,
know,
that's cool.
those are
That's
higher
cool.
vibrational people that are like, man, you know what? There's hate groups out there, and let's go and shed some light on this hate so that we can dissolve it, right?
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
people went through a lot of hard times so that we can be in the world we are today. And it's up to us to keep fighting for human rights and people's rights and individuals' rights, as long as they're not maps.
No, totally. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let's not even give them the respect of calling them that. I just want to note that Catherine Hutton, many years ago, she was put up for a bravery award for rescuing 5 children from a house fire. That's our cat.
Man,
Wow. Hey,
that is
I did
so
know that story.
awesome, Catherine.
Isn't it
Wow.
amazing?
She's a shiro,
Yeah, brilliant.
you know?
Absolutely.
She's a straight up
Absolutely.
shiro, man. That is so
Absolutely.
cool, man.
Absolutely. I need to make a
Awesome.
Kraken thing.
Were
I
you
don't have a
afraid?
Kraken
Did you
thing.
get hurt in the process? Do you have any cool scars to be like, I got this scar saving people?
Yeah, hey. So I should have this. But there's no sound, is there? It's just the video. I don't think there's any sound with it.
Well, we
Oh, I
know
don't.
what
I need
clapping
to edit
sounds
that.
like.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I like my sage one that I made and the red flag one. Red flag, red flag. Oh, I must have deleted my sage one. Oh well, oh well, oh well. Oh, she was in the paper. She was in the local newspapers and on local TV. I love that, Kath. I'd love to
So
see that.
cool.
And she was
We got
pregnant
to
with her
find
eldest
that
son.
footage. How do you
What?
find
You
that
were
footage,
pregnant?
Catherine, and get it sent to Zoe? We want to see it.
But she was pregnant when she done it. You're absolutely mental, woman.
Wow.
That's amazing. Like you put yourself at risk and your unborn child for 5 other kids. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Kath. That's
So
amazing.
cool.
And I hope you're healing
Three,
well after
two. It
your
is
wee
1 hour,
accident.
11 minutes, and 11 seconds since you have joined us here on today's Sunday Spectacular with the beautiful Zoe and the wild and wacky James coming here from Canada and Scotland for special editions of When Two Worlds Collide, like
Ooh,
this
ooh, ooh.
Tuesday, the 6th, when we have Sam Yarbrough, my good
Yes,
friend from Montana, from After the
yes.
Bars and the Morning Mayhem Show, as well as Legal Livewire. Make sure to go and check those channels out. But we're going to have him here on Tuesday to just share stories
Absolutely.
of success and stories of hardships and a little bit of testimony of where Sam is now and how he became to be the person he is. And let's share some emotions and some feelings together, guys. Let's grow together
Absolutely.
as human beings. And that means sometimes talking about difficult subjects, which we will be talking about because we want to bring awareness to people that are suffering from addiction and people that have had hard times so that they can grow stronger and be the better people that they know and we know that they can be.
Oh my, he actually covers the Madeline Soto case, and that's what I was dying to cover, but Craig didn't have the time. I'm going to blame Craig because he's not here. Um, ooh, yeah, Sam, we need to maybe collaborate on a little bit of Madeline Soto commentary.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and he's
that,
covering
that
the case right
tickles it.
now about a police officer. He's done a few
Yes.
of the live streams in the last few days that, man, it's a tough case when you hear what's going on. There's a lot of emotion involved, guys. It's, you know,
Yeah, that Madeline Soto one is a really heavy one as well. Like, um, and it's an odd one as well because it's like the mum must have known, for her part-time living boyfriend to be sharing a bed with her teenage daughter, who like had just turned 13. Yeah, like this is high vibrations. Okay, so we're not going
yeah.
to get into it, but yeah,
Okay,
that's the
let's go
thing.
high vibration. Who are high
Let's
vibrational
keep it on.
people? World
Oh,
explorers. And in
do that, Kath.
1827, on May the 4th, John Hanning Speke from England was born, and he became a famous world explorer. And if you want to know more about him, do some
What
research
was his?
because I'm only bringing you footnotes to make you want to be like, man, who is this English explorer? What did he do? And then you can come back and tell us what you've learned about this fantastic explorer from 1827.
What was his name? Sorry, I missed that.
John Hanning Speke, Speke, last name.
Spec. I've never heard that before. That's funny. That's good. Yeah, I think I've literally shared everything that I wanted to share, to be fair.
All right.
That rhymed. That rhymed. Oh, yeah, I've got Randy on her horse, actually, but I don't know if Randy's still here. I've got
I
her on her
got some.
horse that I
I
have
got a
shown
few more
before.
here. Pretty cool facts for everybody and
Good.
little tidbits. In 1949, on May 4th, Graham Swift, British novelist, was born. He was known for writing the book *The Sweet Shop Owner*, as well as *Out of This World*.
Oh,
That's a
that's
pretty cool birthday. And on keeping on with birthdays of authors, because I like authors, they write books. Books help
yeah,
us feed our brain. And if we don't feed our brain, we lose our brain, right?
absolutely.
So in
Yep.
1939, 10 years before Graham Swift was born, Amos Oz was born. And he is a famous Israeli novelist who is known for writing The Black Box, as well as The Third State. And now, I have not read any of
Oh,
these books, but Google told me about these books. So,
okay. Yeah, I get you.
and how about
I
let's
can
jump 10 years before that in 1929. How many people know of the actress Audrey Hepburn? Right? We've all heard the name
Audrey
Audrey
Hepburn,
Hepburn,
yeah. She
right?
was
Well, her
amazing.
her
Stunning.
real name is Edda von Heemstra Hepburn Ruston. And other than
Wow.
being an actress, she was also later in life a United Nations Special Ambassador. And she was born
Wow, I never knew
on
that.
May the 4th, 1929. Right?
I think Shug's wanting a boob transplant and some blonde hair to get famous. Oh, you're talking about, all right, okay, I missed that one. Big blonde memories, cameras were never off. Oh, we were poker. Yeah, because Shug used to do poker, so that would have been televised as well. Oh, is that what we're talking about when people have been on the telly? Yeah, I played many huge poker tournaments that were televised and never got on the telly. But Vanessa was on the table next to me and she was never off the telly because she had the big memories and the blonde hair. I get it now. See, I shouldn't read them comments backwards. I should yeah.
Right.
Who's
Do we
an
have any
MK?
Irish people in the chat? Because I have here
Kira?
on May 4th, 1928, Thomas Kinsella was an Irish poet who passed away in 2021. But on the 24th of May in 2002, he was awarded the Freedom of the City of Dublin Award.
Oh,
So
nice.
for
That's all right
anybody
then.
that loves poetry and that might be from Ireland and enjoys Irish poetry, Thomas Kinsella, he was also a translator. He won a cool award. So I'm going to
That's
guess that
cool.
he probably has some pretty cool poems and perhaps short stories out there for people to go and check out and
That's
enjoy.
cool. Yeah, I like learning stuff.
Balloon
Absolutely.
enthusiasts and science enthusiasts. On May 4th, 1927, a balloon soars over 40,000 feet for the first time. Now, I couldn't find any more on that, on whether it was like a hot air balloon or if it was like a weather balloon or what type of
Oh, of
balloon this
course.
was, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, that's what
That's
I could
cool.
find
I went
about.
to a massive hot air balloon exhibition in the middle of the desert in Israel. It was like a 6 hour drive. We had to leave at like 3 in the morning to like get to the place. And I swear, wow, like there was just hundreds of them.
Yeah,
And you had to
yeah,
do it in a desert to accommodate it. And we were there all day and it was just absolute like all shapes and sizes and colours and
yeah.
watching them getting blown up and it was amazing.
Isn't it?
Absolutely
Yeah, I've gone to
fascinating.
a few balloon festivals here as well.
Nice.
Went to the one in Gatineau, and Gatineau, Quebec. Used to have a big balloon festival, and I went to one
Brilliant.
maybe 5 years ago in Montreal.
Yep.
It was also pretty
Wow.
awesome.
Wow. I
Yeah,
remember lying on the floor of the Jeep that we were in. In in Israel, you get a lot of road stops. So the cops will just stop you and they'll be like, what have you got in the boot, blah, blah, blah. Um, and I remember hiding underneath. I think maybe there wasn't enough room for me. And I was wee. I was only about like 7. And they had my mum and my auntie and my uncle had like hidden me, but it was nothing dodgy. It was just that I shouldn't have really been in the car. Like there wasn't a space for me. So they hid me and like all the police had like the guard. I remember it clear as day and I was only about 7, but I was told like just lie still. And I'm like, all right, okay. So I had to like just lie still. And there was like loads of covers over me. So they never searched that much because obviously I was like a wee 7-year-old hiding there. It
yeah,
sounds like I was getting trafficked, but I really wasn't. It was genuinely like just a family trip and
yeah.
there wasn't enough space for me. It should have been like a 4-seater and there was 4 adults. But I was there as well, so I had to get like hidden. God, it
Well,
sounds so dodgy
but
now
if
that I said
anything, though,
that
it
out
just
loud.
goes to show you how easily children were trafficked. If your
No,
own family
exactly.
could
That's what
smuggle
I
you,
mean.
right? If your
When
own
it came
family
out
could
loud,
smuggle you,
I'm like, oh my, that doesn't sound good because it shows how easy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm so aware of things now these days, James, like because I know a lot more about trafficking and how it still happens and there's more slaves today than there was like hundreds of years ago that we think of. Like I look at people in the back of cars just to make sure there's not like somebody in the back of a car wanting
Somebody do
help or
this.
it's mad. It's like I'm constantly on edge, not pure paranoid, but I'm aware. I'm a lot
Yeah,
more aware. And I
for
think that's
sure.
why it's good that we still raise awareness on dark subjects, but we just don't let it consume us, like Shikesh said earlier. Absolutely. What are you
Sorry, one of
seeing?
my ravens that I feed all the time. I don't
Mm,
know if he'll fly away or if you'll be able to see him, but can you see him out there?
a wee bit. Is he on the floor? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so. Yeah, I can see him. Cool. I've got a bird feeder right outside mine. I love it. I've got
I'm still
jackdaws.
editing
I've
all my
never even knew
raven
what they
footage,
were.
but I have a bunch of them and they've come in. There's like a group of 5 of them and they're all hopping in sync like a gang of
Oh, I
ravens.
love that.
And I
I
got some
love that.
footage of them like
Like the
attacking each
wee.
other over some venison
Oh,
I was feeding them.
wow. 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 I love animals. I can just sit and watch my bird feeder all day. I've got magpies, I've got jackdaws, I've got robins, thrush, swallows, starlings, like I've got everything.
Yeah.
And uh a male bullfinch. I thought somebody let their parrot out. I'm like, when somebody's released a parrot, how can they do that? And I'm like, no. And then it flew to my wee bird feeder and then flew away. And I've never seen it again. So obviously I went on Google and I'm like, bright orange and black UK garden bird. And up popped bullfinch. And I was like, oh my. Have you seen
Nice.
one?
Yeah,
I didn't
you
even
had
know that we had
showed a picture of
these.
one the other day, or the video maybe that you had taken a short video you
Oh
shared.
yeah, that's right. I'm just gonna. I didn't even know we got these. Like, basically, I've seen them as a pet, and then I realized that people do have them as pets. I'm just gonna put it on the screen just now because
Nice.
the colors were absolutely. I was like, I thought somebody would let their wee pet out. I mean, they might have, because people
Right?
do
Like
keep
that's just
these.
beautiful.
Yeah, you can see that good. Yes, it was the pink, peachy, orange chest against the black cap sort of thing that he had. Oh, it was like, aye, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
So yeah, it makes my day. That's
beautiful.
it's very important how you start your day to lift your vibrations and keep your vibrations going. And I highly recommend that when you open your eyes in the morning, before you get up, before your feet hit the floor, I want you to think about the day that you're going to have, the way that you're going to start your day. You know, you are in control of your day. You're in control of your feelings and your emotions. They might come up to the top, but you are in control of them. So literally, like, see your day in front of you, right? I'm going to get ready, I'm going to have a brilliant day, I'm going to have a positive day. If you feel a little bit under the weather, if you're feeling a bit poorly, don't say that. Don't say I feel tired. I feel exhausted. I do it myself. I feel exhausted. I feel because we're feeding into that energy and words are so powerful that we're literally keeping ourselves in that loop. So if you do feel a little bit down or negative or under the weather, just say I'm healing. Because literally you're telling
Yeah,
yourself you're healing, you're telling others that you're healing and you're going to get better from the state that you're in at the moment. I just
yeah,
think we need to be very aware of what we put out because I'm bad for it, especially lately, because I have
yeah.
been
But
very tired
I
in the
took that
mornings.
advice from you like maybe 2 weeks ago. I felt a headache was coming on, and I
Hmm.
forget somebody messaged me and they asked how I was doing, and I was like, "Oh, I'm just getting over a headache." You know,
Nice,
like I was just telling
nice,
myself, like, "No,
exactly.
it's not coming on; it's going away."
Yep, yep,
Right?
yep. And if that's the thing, the power of words, like it wouldn't be called spelling otherwise. Because
Yep.
yeah, well, I mean, we know about that. We talk. I'd like us to do a podcast about the original, the origin, sorry, of certain sayings. Like last week on Sonia's stream, I found out that like having a pot to piss in, you know, you say, oh, I've not got a pot to piss in, means that you don't
Yep.
have any money. That's because they used to sell their urine to, I can't remember who it was, but they used to sell their urine to somebody. And if you didn't have a pot to piss in, then you were like really skint because you didn't even have that pot to piss in. So
Right.
things like that, and like a pig in shit. There's a good reason for that. There's
Redheaded
loads of that. I think
stepchild.
it'd be. Sorry,
Redheaded stepchild.
what's that?
You've never heard that
I've
expression? Oh, that's our red-headed
never.
stepchild?
No.
No, it's a North American expression, and it was for how people would explain when they had bought Scottish and Irish slaves that had red hair, and they'd be like, "Oh, where's this one from? Oh, that's my red-headed stepchild."
No. Oh, that's gave me a funny feeling. I don't like that. I've
Sorry,
seen a lot of my
the
ancestors.
truth
No,
hurts. The truth
no, but
hurts.
it's fascinating. It's fascinating. But because I've been doing my ancestry, a lot of my ancestors at different times went to Canada, Australia. Can't remember the other place. I think it was just maybe Canada and Australia. Yeah, a lot of them went away on the ship thinking that they're going to get a good life and they literally became slaves,
Yep.
you know? Because it did happen to white people as well. Oh, urine. Sorry. Urine was used to dye the clothes. It was the tanners to make the leather. That's why you would sell your pee, your urine, to the
Yeah.
tanners to make leather.
Weird.
See, I like saying, yeah, I love finding out sayings. I think it's great. Pot of gold can also mean a pot to piss in. Oh, of course.
Yeah, because pee's
Oh,
yellow.
yeah, but it shouldn't be. It should be clear. You're not drinking enough water if it's yellow. Ah, you
If
still
all
get
I drink,
delivered milk.
if all I drank was non-alcoholic beer that's the color of yellow pea, chances are my pee is going to be yellow, no matter how much of that non-alcoholic beer I drink. That's mostly
Yeah,
water.
true. Yeah, true. True. Because it'd be mostly water anyway. Yeah. Right, can we
Correct.
wrap it up soon? Purely because my tummy's rumbling and StreamYard's being a twat. Because if I do over 2 hours, it like doesn't chop it up for me and do things.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
but
I'm just going to read
yeah,
this one last one here. The other ones are just,
of course,
you
I
know,
said I.
this one's important because you
Take it
know
away,
what? The world likes to demonize China, and China has more world history than anybody.
China,
And I dislike how much people hate
China.
on China and Chinese culture and Chinese people in general. Stop
I
hating
like China.
everyone to begin with.
I like
Right?
Chinese.
But on May 4th, 1919, China marked World Youth Day, a political and cultural movement. And this marked the beginning of China's modernization and it spurred the nation towards change and reform. So,
Ooh.
I think
See,
that's really
China
good
got it
because
good.
we
Aye.
in today's day and age we could use a lot of political reform because the way that
Well,
they're
yeah,
running things most of the people don't agree with, and Canada just went through an election, and this
yep.
isn't a political channel, and I don't care what your politics are. I care about you as a human being. Thank you for spending your time here with us and enjoying it and sharing it with your friends and loved ones. Um, we really
Absolutely.
appreciate your time that you spend with
Yeah.
us, and I appreciate Zoe spending her time with me and you guys. And you know, let's keep this going, spreading positivity and love in this world. Let's be more understanding, less judging. Because when I point one finger at you, I have three pointing right back at me. So let's
Absolutely.
not project our insecurities onto others. Let's project positivity onto one another. And I love
Absolutely.
you and I believe in you. Thank you.
Yes, yes, absolutely. An absolute honor to have you, as always. We're going to do this every Sunday, peeps. It'll
We are.
probably change. We're still learning. James and I are still finding things that are going to work, things might not work. We'll be playing the games the next week. I won't need super chats. That's just me even farting about with goals and stuff. Like, I've never done, like, we're all learning, basically. So,
Yep.
James and I are going to be here every Sunday. But Tuesday coming, we have got the awesome Sam from After the Bars. Myself and James will be co hosting. Sam's literally going to be our guest, but it's going to be a very open, candid, honest, transparent talk. I think it's great that especially males are willing to open up, especially online, and if people can learn from them or resonate with a story or it gives them a lift, and that's absolutely amazing. I will be back on Wednesday with Oracle cards. You are all amazing. You're all worth it. Be kind to everybody, but mostly be kind to yourself. Okay? Life's tough, but you are responsible for your own happiness. So be good to yourself. Try and do some clean living. If you're still struggling, tomorrow's going to be a better day. If it's not, a couple of days after it'll be even better. Trust me. The universe has always got your back. I love you all. You're all amazing. I'll do a phone in. Greg, you're more than welcome to join anytime. In fact, James, why don't we start having a little bit more of an open stream so that people can come on, tell their wee stories, positive
Most
things, maybe
definitely.
what they've done. But I would love
Most
that. I would
definitely.
absolutely love that. So
Yep.
yeah, great, Greg. I'm totally open to ideas. And for those that watch Sonia's show, I will see you in the live chat tomorrow with my little crazy bunny hat on. And yeah, I think we should do that, James. That'll be fun. Right,
Most
anyway, I
definitely.
love you all.
We'll
I
see
love
you
you all.
Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll see you Tuesday. Thank you for being here. Goodbye. I love you all. You're amazing.